pick something up, that would be hugely impressive considering how dominant, how one-sided that first one was. Now it's a T-side start for Vitality. We didn't get to see too much of their T-side back then, but now they are running the show. Now they are leading the charge. And they'll lead it slow and steady. They get out long, they double back, they force Zip to the site. Bubsky subbed out of this map. Nevera's still here to play, and for good reason. He looked dominant in that opener. Scream hopefully watching on. Watching his brother tear number 2 in the world to pieces.
Vitality sneaking their way over towards B, but Astralis, with a nice setup here at least to enable that fast rotation of Glaive. Magisk has been spotted, but it's Device and Dupree to open this round up. The 2 players that were elsewhere removed, and that first spearhead as well moving into the site taken out of the round. RPK shortly thereafter is also dropped, and so Astralis get the pistol. Now, we had a little stat line up, right, and it was, I think if Astralis managed to get, what, 7 or less rounds, this would be their worst performance ever in a best of 3.
Yeah,
so they're trying to dodge that. They're trying to dig themselves out of that hole.
Yeah, 10 rounds in a BO3 is their worst ever, so it's on the docket, it's possible, but let's see if Vitality will make it so. Astralis, one small step for a Dane. And keep in mind, these are the last Danes in the tournament as well. Usually we have so many in the playoffs of these events, but Cole with 2 are out already, and Heroic were also eliminated yesterday. Astralis are the only representation, and they need to do good, but Nevera shuts down Magic's in middle. Quick dig to open up. Glaive gonna flash Device out on catwalk. No one's here yet. ZywOo jumping up though. Timing is everything. Don't want to be too early, but don't want to be too late. They could come around this corner at a moment's notice. Device is raring to go, waiting for any kind of sound cue. Here comes RPK. Flash not left yet. Device wins the fight, gets a triple. The flash blinds him as he runs away, but that's absolutely fine. That's fantastic. That's exactly what Astralis needed.
Oh, Shocks. Not a nice spot to be in, and Device will delete him. Nevera left up alone.
Yeah.
Device is going to deal with him. On for the ace there for Device. Now, that's at least a bit of a promising sign. That's a lot of money made for Device, a bit of a confidence-boosting round. Something that we just heard from Maniac as well, is he put a little tweet out, right? And he said how it feels like Vitality are playing with the authority of a top team in the world, or sorry, the best team in the world, right? And that's something I can definitely get behind. But then he also goes on to say, however, to keep that up, it feels like you're jumping through endless hoops of fire. And, you know, that's another sentiment that I think we can get behind. And Astralis, right, they don't want to go out with a whimper. They don't want this to just end in this fashion, and so they're trying to claw their way back into this series. With Device starting to build a bit of confidence, build a bit of money. That AWP is going to come out right away from the Astralis side. That's something at least, right? You look over at Vitality, and immediately it's purchased up on ZywOo. Now, he doesn't have any armor behind it. That's going to be important as the round carries on. But for these openers, for the AWP head-to-head, that don't matter a damn bit to ZywOo.
Hoops of fire. Matthew is so poetic.
He is so poetic, isn't he? I love that about him.
It would be poetic justice if Astralis could pull this one back and give us a series that we really wanted. As fun as it is watching the dominant Frenchman, I want 3 out of this one. I want these guys going neck and neck, and Device 10-0. It's the turnaround. ZywOo was the one running wild, 12-0 on that first map before he finally fielded a death. Device looking to do one up. Oh, great shot from Shocks. Another AWP still to get past. Device flashed off, takes a shot and has to retreat. Can he get back to the site in time? Glaive is providing a bit of cover from default. Mollies can come down. We've got those A-Cat smokes coming through, both of them, to give that headshot angle away. Glaive going to try and fight back. The Molly is down. RPK is flashed and he runs in. Glaive with a nade, and we'll go deep. RPK is getting awfully close, and Glaive can't hit the killing blow. Finally comes through, but he's low on ammo. Shocks with a trade. Device backed up at the corner. This is the perfect position for the AWP, but they know that he is still here. Do they want to trifle with the best? Device? Nice shot. Bomb dropped. Can't follow up, and will concede the site to play retake as a man up.
I remember back on Nuke, right, it was ZywOo who was the man who was flawless for the longest time, and now we're getting that out of Device. He does all his own stunts. And this might be his greatest one yet. Shock's back in the sight, flashed out of the angle, gives a bit of room over to dupreeh. However, there's this swing, and dupreeh picks it up. It's now ZywOo in a 1 versus 3. Wildfire on the AWP, and a wildfire in the heart. There's the first. dupreeh taken out of the round. Device now posted up. ZywOo gonna have to go toe-to-toe versus Denmark's best.
Oh.
And the nade does deal with Magisk. Time's run out for Device, and so he's just running away. He'll keep the flawless KD, but Vitality get their first on the board, and it's all on the back of ZywOo in that 1v3.
We don't even get the head-to-head, Harry. We don't even get the ZywOo v Device.
They're teasing us with it, man, aren't they? They're teasing us for that little head-to-head of the AWPs.
He kills everyone but and still wins the round.
Well, that's the thing, right? Back on Nuke, if the head-to-head happened, I don't think it would have been very exciting because ZywOo was just wrecking him. But now we're getting Device, like, you know, back in this kind of champion mindset. He's 11-0. Doesn't have the AWP. He's throwing that over to Glaive. Playing, I assume, to play spawn, but I guess it's because Device has this long spawn. He tries to go for the peak, and he gets deleted, so that flawless KD draws to an end. And now we've got AWPer Glaive donning the big green gun.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm surprised Device didn't want to post up. He knew flashes were likely to come, but even the blind shot with the AWP can be something. Instead, it's nothing. AWP gifted over. Magisk, solo B, as said. Horrible performance in that first map. This could be his time to shine, but they're coming through the smoke. Oh, what a great timing. RBK catches it as it blooms. Glaive might just have to save, and he gets legged on his way out. That will only confirm his suspicions. Vitality, a bomb plant, and already fanning out his Shocks, looking to hunt down these saving Astralis players. They don't have money, man. They can't rebuy fully, even if they get away with these guns. So it is imperative that they can save something to have a chance in the follow-up round. Vitality won't full send. This is, you know, not a lot of money for them either, right? ZywOo wins the clutch with one player standing last round, so Vitality aren't rolling in dough just yet. They'll give the respect to Astralis, but as said, it's not going to be, even if Astralis put money in, a perfect fall by following up. Great timing on the B play. Magisk just getting caught by the smoke push of RPK, and it's well timed. The Shocks gets that mid pick that draws Magisk away towards the doors. Yeah, 2 players from Astralis caught throwing smokes that round. It's a rare case, but we saw it back on Nuke.
An attack timeout for Astralis. Now, they didn't really use any of these back on Nuke. They were just kind of letting the... just trying to get the beating over and done with, it felt like, right? But here now, you know, they've already got more of a chance. They're already off to a better start. So Zonic's weighing in with some choice words, trying to help them figure this out. I hope we see that AWP back in Device's hands. And we will. Doesn't have armor. That's because he's been a good teammate, and he drops an M4 into the fray, allowing this force buy to take a pretty composed form here for the Astralis CT side. Now, that's not all bad news for Vitality, right? If they win this round, then the money well and truly is dumpstered for the Danes. Mid-cross will come through thanks to that smoke. No tag for ZywOo. Glaive taking the long peek, but it is already overrun. Shocks pushing up. Was playing anti-flash. And dodges the second, but not the third. And so that's at least kept Shocks at bay, right? They dumpster all that utility out through long. And it just about keeps Vitality off of the angle. Device versus ZywOo could come in through middle, but now that they know he's there, Glaive was like the test subject, right? They throw him into those mid doors. Didn't end so well for him. And so now Device is a little more measured, just holding. Waiting. Look at this, man. This is a real clash of stars.
Oh, there it is. Apex
Nice catches, yeah, catches them crossing.
That's a good bit of info as well. In the mid-round, catching a player running towards long from the B side. You can see Astralis shifting in formation. They've moved everyone over. They already know it's not going to be a B play. A nice shot from Device. Gap in the smoke, and he exploits it to its fullest advantage. Trying to follow up, but they've already jumped over the car. dupreeh catches Shocks through the smoke, and these UMPs at least making things interesting, but a bomb plant can come in. It's a safe plant. Vitality know they have nothing. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide but the site itself. Retake on for Astralis. These are the rounds that they are so good at. A 4-on-2 with all the util coming back up from Cat.
And RPK's just dead in the water. ZywOo, a couple of missed shots, isn't going to get given many more chances. In with another repeat, and that's where Magis gets the better of him. A 4th on the board for Astralis, and still, even with both these AWPs showing up, we have always seen the two AWPers that we want nothing more than to have that head-to-head of. Finding other players, other little pieces of the puzzle, right? Device catching Apex, ZywOo dealing with Glaive. And they're so close, but it feels like they're destined to just never meet each other. Great round from Device again. Like, we needed someone to step up. And I think for Astralis' sake, you couldn't have asked for a better player to be having the performance that we've come to expect from him than Device, right? If you want anyone to be fragging versus ZywOo, it's him. And there's Zip opening up this round on the Shoxy. Man advantage taken. Vitality, this long control, while it was going their way pretty dominantly early on, and Astralis were just kind of having to concede. Now they are losing bodies here. They are losing players. They at least get the control, but they're a man down for it. Nevera picking that AWP out of ZywOo's hands. They've thrown him the rifle.
Yeah, flash to mid. Zip found his first kill on long in this map. He's now re-aggroed on Cat. One player in lower defined, everyone else sat by the long doors in the pit respectively. It's Nevera on that AWP. Hinge smoke not thrown in. RPK does go back for it. Oh, missing it though. That's a bit of an awkward one. Still not the end of the world. He's going to back up. Keep up the Cat pressure. That molly won't affect Zip, who's already pushed up past it. And talking of which, it's a long cross with no smokes due to just not having the utility. Glaive caught jumping. Apex with the shot. Device was drawn over to middle as he has been. And while he still catches that AWP battle against Nevera, the cross comes through. The bomb's on the site again. Another 2v4 for a similar situation as the last. It was Astralis to pick it up in the retake. Can they do it again?
ZywOo's found the AWP at Car. He's at least got that. And Apex gonna be the man to make this engagement happen at short. Taps the head off of Zip. Now ZywOo's here as well, and Magisk is caught in the fray, but wrapping through long is Dupree. And while that's going down, Device bests Apex. Man, Device and ZywOo are always so close to fighting each other, but we still haven't had it happen yet. It's like two boss battles going on, right? They're both like these like big bosses of the server, and their little minions are all around the map, like fighting and clashing with one another, but we still haven't seen them yet go toe-to-toe.
With that being said, this looks like a far more competitive game. I think we got a long one on our hands here on Dust 2, so plenty of time to see that go down. And for now, it's Vitality calling a pause, taking a breather, as Astralis have had back-to-back A retakes in man advantage situations. Vitality desperately clawing on these long crosses. I mean, look at that scoreboard, 15-1 for Device. He is just decking them right now. It's what we wanted. I mean, he had no chance to run that AWP in the first map, finding 2 T rounds on Nuke. They never had the money. He had 1 AWP, he got a kill, and that was it. This time, he is writing the story for Astralis. Another buy back for Vitality. ZywOo can glass cannon, and he'll go for it. Why wouldn't you? Seeing a lot of late round mid holds, just posting and playing patient. Cross shot won't connect. Device, oh, he'll get legged. There's a tag, there's something. ZywOo knows he hit it.
This is so cool, man. It is like one of these boss battles. Like, you know, yeah, they're hitting each other, but it's just scratches. You know, it's nothing permanent yet.
Wait till you see
Either main character is ready to go down.
Bang.
Device through the smoke, gonna deal with Apex. Now the B play looking to come through. Magisk had a very quiet game back on Nuke. We need something from him here. And once again, it's silence from Magisk. He falls inside of this B site, giving it over to Team Vitality. The sad part here for Astralis is they've done a lot of damage to the Vitality squad, but they don't know that, right? A lot of it coming through smokes, and so they're just saving, retaking B hard in this 4v4, and the last thing you want to do is throw your whole economy down the drain in the hope that you can edge this round out. Now, maybe if they knew Nevera and RPK were both a shot away from certain death, that might have given them the confidence, but even then, I think you would hesitate on this one. The only problem they're going to have is that Vitality, they've sent a man out on the hunt. They've sent a man out to try and do the dirty to Astralis. They've got Dupree trapped down here in the bottom of mid. Now, he hasn't made any noise yet, so that's going to be a bit of comfort for him. Question is, will Shox pounce? It doesn't look like he's going to, right? He's just holding his position. I thought maybe when the bomb went off, he could go sprinting round, use that to cover the footsteps, but no, he's just saving. And that's because at this point, Vitality, they're not in that mindset of wrecking Astralis' money just yet. They first want to build up their own, and they've done that by keeping 4 alive in that round there.
There's so much respect in the server right now, right? As unleashed as some of these players are showing us, they know what they're up against, and it's such a shame to see Magic's having a game like this. You know, both B rounds Vitality have just taken him down on a whim with no kills on the defense, right? Once caught out by a smoke push, that time with a lot of damage off of the spray, but no kill. Fast up catwalk, Zip again in that wide angle ahead of the Molotov, and he finds Apex. That's a huge opener. Vitality looking like they just want to go back to B. That hinge smoke is a fake to feign an Xbox jump. ZywOo posting for Device, who hits the shot, the head-to-head, finally won, and he flicks back as RBK goes wide. The AWP picked up and dealt a deathly blow right back. Device is dead, and dupreeh is close at the door. He's going to try and move back in, try and not concede this site, get to the car, and the bomb gets dropped. It's glaive killed by the AWP, but dupreeh keeping this round alive as Shox comes in late to the party.
Yeah, very late indeed, right? But we've seen Shox give us some absolutely phenomenal clutches. And, you know, to first provide that, you got to get past the clutch minister. Well, the clutch master is in, and there's Zip removed. Shox down to the 1v2. Hasn't been able to get that bomb yet. dupreeh, very, very low. 50 seconds for Shoxy. And right now, he's playing the mind games. He's hidden himself away, and the smoke is down. Trying to make Astralis doubt themselves. dupreeh, one shot away from certain death, but it's Magis to beat him to the punch and deal with Shoxy. Astralis onto 6, the AWP saved, and finally they're able to repel one of these B plays.
Yeah, and that's the difference maker, right? That's the call for Astralis. They get Magis out of B. He's been having problems there. He's been having trouble. They put Device on the AWP in the right place, and they read into that fact very well that Vitality were going to commit towards a B bomb site, especially after they go a man down with no map control. They don't take long. They lose Cat to Zip. B is a desperate play, and it doesn't work well. Pistols out. Astralis starting to show up in this series, and it was about time after a very quick game of Nuke. Set out default, no one aggressive for Astralis. They have Zip in pit, that's a good position. Magiska supported in B this time around by dupreeh for a change. Middle conceded, but glaive can keep his eyes on it. Shox gets naded from long. Device is watching. Zip can back up if he wants with that angle now controlled. Lining up. Util towards A, flash goes high, and Vitality take the catwalk. Looking to just split this A site. They've got to get past Device on long.
Oh! Device with the unscope, and now he's low, and there is still ZywOo ready to come through those long doors. Zip should be able to save this round from getting out of hand, and he does deny the bomb plant. That's crucial. ZywOo with the backstab, ooh, and now a double up as well. Oh, ZywOo! Absolutely unchained as he's in with a third. Now the AWP in his hands as well, from the hand cannon to the big old gun. This AWP not opting for it. Instead, it's out with the Deagle. Flash rains in. Now he knows there's a man at Cat as well. He's with the Deag, looking to make this happen. Into the site, sneaky-like, as he does retrieve that bomb. Now plugging in the numbers. This did not feel doable at all, but ZywOo is the man trying to make it look oh so easy. And with the Deagle, damage onto dupreeh, but thankfully, dupreeh holds his own. Vitality, a bomb plant found in a round where really they had no business getting it, and it's all delivered on the back of ZywOo's Deagle. 7 for Astralis locked in. dupreeh must have been sweating bullets right there. And all flashback to the Frenchman getting stuck in with these Deags. But ultimately...
Unreal.
I know, right?
How does he do it?
Look at him, man. He's so... Oh.
My Deagle doesn't look like that. Oh. No chill on ZywOo right now, and Astralis, they still win the round. Phew. Wipe the sweat off your brow. The king is dead for now, but he's back in with a vengeance. AWP in middle, running down the doors. dupreeh, B with Magisk. Device. Ooh, misses his long Molotov. It bounces. Zip with his mow down in middle. What a shot. Killing both players.
So yeah, I'll take that, mate. I was only going for one. Get 2. He runs away, back up through the catwalk. He's out of there.
Yeah, 5-on-3. Now, this is, again, another situation where Astralis get these picks and Vitality can't trade. They have often been in hot water, just playing for plants, and only due to the respect of Astralis giving away a site in many of these scenarios and then coming in with the crunch retake. More smokes on A. ZywOo going back, though. Is it a fake, or is he just looking for a pick on a rotate? His team look like they want to commit. Full mollies going into default. That will force Zip to the ramp. He's already on a two-piece, but they run right back. ZywOo's not been given anything. This is the tuck for Astralis. They hold off in the B-bomb site. They don't want to give kills back in for Vitality. They want to make them commit.
Flash high. Glaive and Zip both looking short with that molly, really doing the damage, and everyone from Vitality is getting a little too toasty. Glaive with the utility. Just to help out with that M4 spray, right? Literally needed it to land, what, like 4 or 5 bullets into the herd of Vitality players. And this series now has got a lot more exciting. You know, while it was cool to see Vitality playing with that, like, champion mindset and absolutely kind of embarrassing Astralis on Nuke, I don't think anyone wanted a blowout series. I don't think anyone wanted this to be one-sided. And so it's good to see Astralis getting that fight back in them, getting that belief building up again. And even the players that were very, very quiet, slowly but surely coming around to the idea that maybe there's a chance here for the Danes after all.
This is just going to be a B-rush with a MAC-10 on Nivera. Not a lot of money here to do anything with for Vitality, so faster approach could certainly be the answer. Catwalk has been locked down by Zip. He was slow to get his first kill, but once he did, he hasn't stopped. Setting towards B with a bomb and 2. Spotting lower is ZywOo. Vitality hold off. They don't have an Xbox smoke down. They know Device could be peering into middle with a Yorp. He is 18-3 as well. He has kept this one going. Glaive will see them in mid coming through with a cross. That's the bomb going up Catwalk as well. A lot of info here for Astralis. They've no one here to stop it. They're still focused on long with Zip tucked, baited in by Dupree on the corner. Device AWPing B on a low economy round. It shows. Nice nade. Chunky at that from Glaive. But yeah, like putting the AWP on B, they're expecting this B play, so a cat take will almost certainly give away a bomb plant to Vitality in a round like this, unless Dupree can do something dirty, and even he concedes the position, respecting the opponent, giving that plant away, drop into spawn with a smoke. Glaive can't kill them. Dupree posted, and pistols at a range shouldn't have a chance against this rifle. Vitality know they need to whittle down the opponent, and they push towards the spawn. Nivera wins that fight to Magis. He cannot catch a break, but the bomb has been planted, and this retake is well and truly underway.
Look at them as well, so willing to fight. This crossfire for these CT players. There's the push in, first man down, and now they try to follow up. They get stuck into CT, and suddenly it's all mopped up by Zip. Over from the long side. Dupree never even needed, but he was also moving in. There's that man, that snake in the grass, right? The second player coming up through long. Never required. Astralis onto 9. And now it's them trying to give a very, very one-sided half over to Vitality. The resilience of Astralis is impressive, right? Like, they got bodied on Nuke. It wasn't even close. And I think especially from Device, who, you know, let's be honest here, didn't really ever have a chance with the AWP. There were 3 AWP purchases in that game for Device. And in a lot of the rounds where he had it, he would be left in like 2v5s by the time that he would finally get a chance with the AWP. Fast out through long. Shocks playing anti-flash again, but it's always that third flash, the third one that catches him off guard. Dupree with the double, and he knows he's got RPK trap. That nade is going to be enough. Dupree hits the home run onto RPK. And so that's going to leave ZywOo and Apex up in the 2 versus 5.
Dropping spawn. The flash is good, but ZywOo's been picked up and the bomb falls to the feet of Device. Magis in the window, sprayed away, but Apex cleaned up by Zip. That's good at least. They keep a flawless round. They keep 5 alive. Astralis, not just the money, but the momentum truly in their pocket now. Even Long Taste getting locked in. They've had more reads on this CT side, right from putting the AWP on B, on the B hits to triple long on the first round. Vitality actually take a quick long play. It's lovely stuff. It's the Astralis we know and love, and it's what they needed here in this elimination match. Not wanting to fall short of another final. Vitality just trying to keep their #1 spot. ZywOo on the scout on round number 14, fully invested our Vitality. If they don't get at least a bomb plant here, they're screwed for the last round of the half. But really, this half is screwed in essence anyway. dupreeh doesn't realize Shox is out mid, but he's looking the wrong way, flicking back too late. dupreeh with the opener, and it feels like every man advantage has started from Astralis. Device against the scout, and he still gets bested.
And Apex has brought it down to a 3v3. This late cat lurk has bought a bit of room for Vitality. It's dupreeh right now trying to throw a spanner in the works, and he will. ZywOo retrieving an AK in these tunnels, making noise though. Still blindsides dupreeh. And now it's Apex and ZywOo. Once again, we're looking at these two players to try and salvage the round, but they lose Apex in CT. And now it is just ZywOo. He's also taken up the position of his fallen IGL. Glaive doesn't get the spot, and ZywOo catches a bit of a timing, takes the head off of Glaive, and now this A site is wide open for ZywOo. Magisk, bottom performer of Astralis. He has been struggling both on Nuke with a career low performance and here on Dust, and now he's left to go toe-to-toe versus the best. Magisk has got to dig deep, man. He wants to try and keep them on the back foot, but ZywOo is not missing a beat. Such a good read, so damn quick, and he'll get Vitality onto 4.
There's still hope. There's still a chance for the Frenchman, right? 5 on the half, a pistol win. Suddenly things can change in an instant. I can't believe ZywOo wins that fight to Device as well. He had already given away his position by getting a pick through the tunnels, but the scout for the AWP, and he needed that headshot. Okay, that full, 5 alive previous round for Astralis has come in clutch as they've got a full buy in the last round of the half. Again, the long control locked out Apex dead early, as he often has been up on Cat and in long. It's back to the short side for Vitality as they line up utility. Glaive, he's got to deal with a fast one. Usually Vitality have been pretty telegraphed. This time it's just go, go, go. Glaive dropping the smoke. They tag him through the box. That's ZywOo's AWP coming to life, and Glaive backs up into the goose. Unleashed, but not for long. Nice trade from Zip, has to give up the site, and another advantage retake for Astralis. They haven't lost one of these yet.
This could be the one though, right? The numbers dwindling. It's a 2v4, Nevera and ZywOo. Two of the young bloods that were meant to re-energize Vitality. Well, they now got to step up, make that just ZywOo. They always ask this man to clutch. They always ask him to do it, and he so often delivers. Power! No, not a third! It's down to Magisk again, and ZywOo's got to relive the past! Oh my word! Vitality onto 5, and that there, it's ZywOo delivering back-to-back rounds. In the beginning, now there's a chance.
Yeah, fast out long for Astralis. RPK is holding strong, but he's only good for a single kill. dupreeh gets that trade. Flash is good, and still fighting our Vitality 2 from the cross. Shox and ZywOo. The Device, not quite the AWP battle, but we talk about ZywOo. Device has been consistent. He's been holding up his mantle in this map so far. Can he keep that going? ZywOo swings, and ZywOo wins alongside Apex, who fights tooth and nail. Bomb dropped in the long side. No way to retrieve it. You've got to fight your way through for Astralis, and while Device will deck one with a Glock, these USPs at range should be picking apart the Danes. 2-on-1 for Magisk. Again, left in another very difficult clutch, and he has not been good for them so far. At least ZywOo is dead. That's what he's telling himself, but Nevera looks to go through this smoke if Shox doesn't pick up the kill first. Vitality take a pistol round, and this comeback suddenly on everyone's mind. What a game we got, Harry.
I can't believe it, man. I don't even know. I'm so overwhelmed by all of this. Like, we are getting it all. This is a treat. This is a Counter-Strike feast. I don't even know, man. I just keep going up for more, and I'm full. I'm done. But there's just always more to have.
Never-ending buffet.
Yeah. Oh, well, Astralis, they're out with pistols, right? Not a lot of hope for them in this round. The only guy with anything interesting is Device, and he's got that gorgeous deagle. Look at it, streamlined. Just like him, man. He's got it out here through long. But RPK and ZywOo with this crossfire. This isn't a crossfire you're meant to survive. This isn't a crossfire you're meant to get past. And Device learns that the hard way.
Yeah, it's basically just trade the D ground for Astralis. Hot potato, pick it back up. It's Zip's turn. dupreeh has one flashbang, but he's up on Cat right now. He can still flash them out long from this position. Would be a bit weird, but let's see if Zip goes through once that smoke fades. Still RPK in the pit hasn't been seen, right? ZywOo's double back. He's repositioned up on that A site, and Goose. Re-smoke on long, insult to injury, stalling the clock yet again. Astralis at this point probably discussing that follow-up rifle round. Not really got much else to do. Sat back, relaxing. Where is this flash going for dupreeh? It's all Astralis have in terms of utility. They actually get a run boost in, so straight into the maws of Vitality. There's the flash popping back. It does do good damage off of the spray of the MP9. RPK finds Magisk and Zip, both picking up the Deagle, and this one is done as can be. It's a flawless anti-eco as you would expect on a map such as Dust 2.
And that's one way for ZywOo to crowdfund his AWP, right? That's not quite what they had in mind, but it's actually going to be just shy of it, sadly. That's because Apex snipes one of those kills away with the P250 right there to round it out. Not the end of the world, though, right? Really not the end of the world. Oh, it's actually a scout on device. He wanted a scope. He wanted some way. Oh, lands the tag on the shocks as well, and now he sees Apex challenging through middle. Apex is like, yeah, it's not a fight I want to take. ZywOo's flashed through long, and Magisk... Man, ZywOo's like the hard counter to Magisk is what it feels like. Like, so consistently.
That was a team flash as well. Zip actually got the assist on it, so, you know, far from perfect for Astralis. You got to feel for Magisk in a game like this. He has just been really getting dealt with no matter what position he's left in. Pushed through smokes, team flashed, left in 1v1s against ZywOo, who is now sat on the ramp there running his way. He's got the AK, but he can't find the spray. Zip with the entry, a crucial kill to give Astralis what should be a post-plant on this A site. They go back to Catwalk. This retake on a bonus round is going to be very difficult for the French.
Yeah, but the key thing there, difficult, maybe doesn't mean impossible, as we've had to learn the hard way. However, they are without ZywOo, right? They are without the guy who's made all these rounds feel doable, and then there's Nivera. Oh, cancelled out by dupreeh, and into the 2v2. dupreeh with the big taps up towards short. And there he is, celebrating at that 11th round for Astralis. dupreeh keeps them in it. And I gotta say, I love this combo, right? This left and right hook on the Astralis squad that's just so damn lethal. You got Device on one side, and then you got dupreeh, that capable rifler who's so good in rounds just like this, right? Set up on Cat, that's his territory, his turf, and Vitality are not changing it.
Yeah, almost identical scorelines for Device and dupreeh, 23 and 8 or 7. Scout still here for Device, set towards B or Astralis, but the nades go in for Vitality, bringing the heat, bringing the pressure, and bringing Nivera an opening kill, but he can't escape with his life. They try and double back. There were many more members of Astralis waiting in the wings. Still 2 B players. If anything, that death might bait Astralis into an execute that could cost them. They hold off, though, patient. Apex, does he want to push the mantle? Does he want to bring the fight to them? Right now, just spotting with the smoke, ready to drop it at any sign of danger. Astralis putting pressure elsewhere, but it will end B. They're waiting for Zip to join them from spawn. Molly up Cat, keeps Vitality on this A site. Shox is holding on to middle from an off position, and alone at B is Apex. Astralis probably won't respect this smoke. Depends how early it goes down for Apex. Glaive can't see anything on Catwalk. Will he throw fake utility? Minute on the clock. It's awfully quiet. Vitality probably somewhat expecting this B play at this point, so Apex can't afford to be drawn away by that CT smoke coming down. There's nothing behind it. There's the spot. dupreeh seen smoke down. They're going to have to run through.
And into the maws of Apex they go. He's lit them up, and yeah, they lose ZywOo down here in CT, but all the trades are coming up in favor of Vitality. Apex with a great hold, and once again, we're looking at dupreeh. The ADR reads 1, 2, 3, and that there. Well, that's a nice bit of number rhyme. Now he's got to do something else in this round. Tagged on that cross. Is it going to be as simple as that 1, 2, 3? And he goes back towards his B site. Apex rotated away. Gives Device a little bit more room.
Saving.
But yeah, with 6 seconds left, man, he's just looking to stay alive. Apex, I was going to say, might take a little peek in there, but doesn't.
Grabs a gun. Yeah, lovely hold for Apex there, right? Like, Astralis' hand is forced to that point. They have to commit through that smoke. Apex spots him. He sprays him down as it blooms. And it's just like the inverse of the Magis play. Remember that first half hold on B where he drops the smoke? Obviously, he doesn't know they're coming, and they just push through it as it blooms. Dead to RPK. That's a very different kind of hold. Apex commits behind the utility, and, you know, he had support in middle. That's what allowed him to do it. Shox and ZywOo in mid, shutting down Glaive. So Vitality giving us a run for Astralis' money. That #1 ranking that Astralis is so desperately looking to claw back. They need to find this map and more. Inferno is our third decider. If we get there, they say every great series ends with it. And I'm inclined to agree. But will we even get there as Vitality hound back for the 2-0? Apex in middle. He spots him getting out. He knows they're crossed. Device dead as Zip tries to bait the shot with a Glock. It's the AK that goes into its bitter end.
Apex is really looking to prod this mid area, tucking himself in, and Dupree never checks it. He dropped the AK once, and now he's dropped it again. And this time it is out the hands of Astralis. There's no way to reclaim that. The AK belongs to Apex, mate. He's even going in to juggle it out of there. Really doesn't want them to get their hands on it. He's got two of them. Akimbo AKs down in CT spawn for Apex.
Ooh.
Long wrap in for Zip. And while it has dealt with the first, ZywOo set up here at the ramp, making quick work of these pistols. They're getting close. He's onto the USP. Oh. And ZywOo, man, it's just despicable. Leave him alone. Leave Astralis alone. 9 on the board for Vitality. And this comeback now well and truly underway. My, oh my. ZywOo with the same amount of kills as Nevera, RPK, and Shox all combined.
Oh, it's too good to be true, isn't it? Device still hasn't had this AWP. He's been scouting T-side so far. The money's not been there as Vitality creep back into control of this map. ZywOo's still on a rifle, though. So at least not matched. Set towards B or Astralis early again. Are they just going to be looking for the Hail Mary commitment? They've got nothing else. The cat flash forward, set up. Nice nade onto Glaive in the Xbox. They won't commit with a flash play on Cat. Instead, ZywOo tells Apex to rotate back to middle, and he plays safer on A. Already Vitality reading into this B play. They got a crossfire on the corner, plus mid support. They don't need to worry about Glaive's wrap. In comes the contact play for Astralis. Glaive getting pressured in middle. Shox drawing them in. Nevera dead immediately. Shox needs something on this B holder. It will have to be a save. Shox not able to save the day, and that should be a done round right there. Astralis with 2 for 1 inside of B, and a bomb plant to find them 12.
Yeah, considering, right, that this was 10-3 at one point in time, like, you might have come into this second half and still be looking at it like, yeah, well, Astralis, they're in the lead. I'm not worried yet. Well, you definitely should have been, you know, 10-3 up all the way to this 11-9 scoreline. Astralis desperately needed a round. They desperately needed something, and so that B play delivering results looks to be it. 12 now on this board. And B could turn out to be a bit of a problem for Vitality.
Yeah, I mean, it was for Astralis, right? Think about that first half. Magisk, when he was there on his own, he was often you know, countered. It had to come down to Device shuffling over with the AWP, and that's a little bit of, not even conditioning, but just Astralis trying to fix problems that eventually left them without the AWP and the A site, having to save on these A takes. And so is that going to be something that Vitality look to do, put ZywOo on the AWP here? That being said, Nevera B player, we've seen him wield that AWP as well. We know Shox can do it. Pretty much anyone can pick this up for Vitality. So, might not have to be ZywOo. And yeah, Nevera's actually glass AWPing in this round. So he will probably be taking that towards that B-bomb site. That looks like the short-term solution for Vitality. And Astralis, they are just muscling their way through. There's no one in the B-bomb site. It's a full commitment. Vitality didn't expect this kind of pace, this kind of race to the bomb site. Shox shut out of the round, and it's a save called within seconds.
That open Nevera, it's a good thing it gets out of there, right? He's armorless. He could have got caught over in mid. He was fighting at the doors. And that's the only way they're going to have one, is if Nevera is able to save it. That one kill from Dupree gives Astralis the berth into B that they needed. They're now on to 13. And this is so cool. Like, it shows how much it takes to beat Vitality. And in this instance, like, really really beat ZywOo. Like, you think about how a lot of these rounds have gone, because, you know, you got to give ZywOo credit here. Like, so many of these rounds, he had back-to-back clutches. Even in like one of these A pushes, he's there to put up 3. It has been so important to Vitality at actually having this scoreline. It is taking 100% performance out of Device and Dupree to go toe-to-toe with ZywOo. Like, these guys, the double Ds of Astralis, right? This incredible duo that is tried and tested across Counter-Strike history are having to give it their all to remain competitive against what really thus far has felt like one man on the other side. The only other player in double digits for Vitality is Apex, and that's kind of thanks to one of these B executes that Astralis threw his way through that smoke where he's able to put up that hold.
It's a mind games now. Do they go back for it? Do they keep taking B? It's been all too obvious, all too consistent. Vitality, they send the AWP over there. Nevera's now got armor and util to support it. And straight into B, Shox dropping the Molotov, denying any kind of faster approach. Astralis, though, they didn't want it out of the gate. They set towards long, late, and have a couple of players coming in from lower. Nevera AWPing over ZywOo. Quite the factor here. Glaive on Xbox, Nevera could get a free pick, gifted over, flick misses, Glaive crosses out, and now they know the position of one of these AWPs. I say one of, because Vitality certainly could have more. Astralis are yet to find that out. RPK tucked at the corner. ZywOo coming in for support. The flash blinds Magis, but he still gets away with a kill. And Apex and ZywOo both pick up trades. It's nice stuff from Magis, who's had a quiet performance, showing up in a big way. Apex caught on the cross, not ready for a fight, as Astralis were extremely wide, running towards that A site. And now you have to be considering a save with no kit, with 2 players. Astralis even had the catwalk smoked off, no kills offered up. Shox, that's a massive one, as it will give Vitality hope yet again.
Oh, this fight, it matters so much. Glaive was looking for it, but now he might regret ever showing his hand. Zip, 1v2. Are we going to get it? We've had a game of classics. We've had a game of everyone doing what we're used to seeing, and this time it's Shox on the other side. Going blow for blow with Zip. 2 of the kings of clutches, head-to-head in that round there. And Shoxy is the man to close it out. 10 for Vitality, keeping this game competitive, keeping it contested, not letting Astralis get too comfortable with winning.
Yeah, thank goodness Astralis had those heavy-handed B plays where they get away with 4 or 5 alive in either of them. Now they have so much money to continue rebuying. We've not had to see this Device AWP. It's been scouts and rifles for him, and now he's going to finally be able to have it if he wants, which I can only presume, especially with Nevera on the other side. Does that continue? Do they go back to B? Does ZywOo have an AWP? These are all questions, and the answers right in front of you. Astralis setting towards the site. Double AWP for Vitality. 3 leaning B as well. Apex and Shox with Nevera locking down middle. ZywOo takes long early, drops that molly to set RPK towards pit, and backs up to watch the cat cross. Nevera's calling there up, and he's already taken one down. The bomb dropped on Xbox, and even though Astralis get control towards the catwalk, they're running into one of 2 AWPs.
Oh, the mid-flash is good. It lets Apex get across. That's because they spot the bomb trying to get up Cat, so now he's ready to help out at this A site. And also, if you're Astralis, you've had it kind of easy these last few rounds. As you mentioned, ZywOo hasn't been on that AWP. It's been Nevera. They've put it in his hands. He's opened up this round, and they still don't know about this ZywOo AWP at the crossroads. However, they are about to learn this lesson the hard way. They're about to discover the big green gun in his hands, and Dupree with the instant opener. ZywOo's gone, mate, and now we look at Apex to try and be this hero, to try and be the man, to put a stop to Astralis, but he can't hold his own. It's Magisk having a resurgence. He's been quiet all damn game, and suddenly in these last few rounds, just coming alive. Nevera now left in a clutch. 1v2 required, and he looks interested. He looks keen, but making a lot of noise. And Zip playing the drop down. Support from Magis back in the site. Now Magisk is kind of low. This smoke could even buy enough time for Nevera to stop considering. They're going to flash Zip in for the peak maybe, but instead he drops down. He gets out of there. He plays CT. Nevera given room, jumping down, and Zip blinded, but it's still the round for Astralis.
And Nevera was so blind, he actually didn't hear that drop as well. That's a note worth saying. That's why he throws himself into the spawn, not ready for a close engagement. Looked a bit scary there in the 2-on-1, but Astralis keep it under wraps without a death. And yeah, Magic's massive entries into that A site, right? Dupree killing the AWP at the first hurdle and then doubling down on Magisk. We needed that. He's doubled his score in 3 rounds. So huge impact from Magisk. And it was about time as Astralis get closer and closer to that finish line, to Inferno, the finale. Can Vitality do anything to keep this one going? As you said, it sort of feels like falling back into that one-man army. If you look at the numbers, ZywOo 25 kills, Apex at 13, RPK not even into double digits, and we have that two-pronged attack of Dupree and Device still holding strong. Scary stuff. Astralis playing the long game, but this time with a B spawn. 2 players go quick. And a broken buy for Vitality to keep themselves away from that point. Missed shot, the flash is good, and Device knows nothing about the long position. They cross 2 players towards the pit. Bomb goes back to B. Vitality with 2 players here. They've been conditioned to run double B ever since they lost it in those back-to-back rounds. But not really the weaponry, despite the AUG being on Nevera. Shox has a CZ up close. Apex dealt with the mid to B smoke. Dupree keeping up pressure on Catwalk as well. And even though Vitality likely know what's coming, can they put a stop to it?
Smoke's going to go in from Shoxy, right? He sees that AWP Device. Astralis, are they going to go through? Do they commit? The answer is no. They bow out of it. So a minute left on the clock, and that B play disrupted by the Vitality utility. ZywOo and RPK fighting together, but that molly has now forced them to commit to this short push. No one's even aware. ZywOo's making a lot of noise with that CZ. He fires off into mid and deals with Device all the way back in T-spawn. The AK besting the AWP. Vitality sat in a 5-on-3 in a round that was a 4-spy. The round that looked to end it all, looked to win this for Astralis. ZywOo's fought back, and now he's armed, now he's deadly, he's roaring to go. And Astralis, are they just going to save? They're not looking interested at all. They've got 20 seconds, mate, and ZywOo has uprooted this entire plan, this entire round.
It looked pretty desperate from the get-go, right? You often see like long takes go back to spawn to B, but you rarely see B to spawn to long. Astralis had no map control. They at least needed that catwalk play, and the molly that forces Vitality forward. Unaware are Astralis, a rare case. Shox looking for more with a CZ. After time kills, could be huge here if he can find anything. The tip-tap's coming in, but Zip covers Magisk and keeps Astralis' economy above water, floating at the very least. But Vitality still looking to drown the Danes. What a play from ZywOo, man. Not just 2, but the AWP killed in spawn as well. That's the point when you know the round's lost. And yet Vitality, they knew that was a B play from the get-go, and that was the plan for Astralis, right? It gets cancelled by the late smoke thrown in from Shox on that jiggle peek that Apex was doing earlier. And right as that was coming through, RPK and ZywOo were early pushing Catwalk. They doubled back. They realized that with the smoke down, Astralis aren't committing. They don't want to flank too fast and give Dupree the kills in middle, so they stall it out by just a few seconds. And that stall, that hits them the perfect timing to get down onto Xbox and find those kills. This game still has legs on it yet. At 14-11, Astralis aren't out of the woods.
Once again, Astralis with this heavy B lean. Dumpstering all this utility into the B-bomb site, but repelled by the smokes of Vitality.
They're getting out the util early so they can go back to it late. They're trying to force Vitality's hand to dump everything they've got in the fear that this will be a quick B play, which Astralis have done many a time. I think they're going to be going back to this in a long while. Let's see if the picks will present themselves elsewhere first.
Claver's got this little foothold over here in mid, and that there also opens up the opportunity for perhaps a mid to B. They actually completely leave B now. They've got the utility out, so maybe they go back like you say, but with no one maintaining this tunnels control, Vitality, they seize this opportunity to take the tunnels away from Astralis. That now has eliminated the chance of this B play, and it also leads to the early rotation of Nevera around to help out at this A-bomb site. Astralis are being read like a book by Shox, thanks to this information that he's been able to pass along to the rest of the team. Astralis don't know it yet, but they are walking into the most stacked site that they could. Dupree boosted up above this smoke, but not the freebie onto Nevera. RPK down in the pit, offering up one hell of a fight, and Astralis don't like what they see, but Device will deal with him. Now a man close, also caught in the fray. Back of the site, it's ZywOo, the only hope for the A-bomb site now, and Glaive bests him in the head-to-head. Shox doesn't quite drop the bomb, and Glaive is now given his chance at the clutch. Spots Apex at long, but with time being the factor here, he needs these kills. And there's the first, but Apex with the immediate trade keeps Vitality in this game. 12-14, the money disarray for Astralis. They've got none of it. A 13th round is looming in a very big way right now for Vitality. They're closing this gap. And remember, for anyone who is just tuning in, this was 10-3 in favor of Astralis at one point in time. This comeback from Vitality is absolutely unreal.
But it's not done yet, right? However, this round should be a little bit of a freebie. Pistols for Astralis. And not even Deegs at that. One on Glaive. Device with the P2 and Glocks elsewhere. Vitality, they're believing more than ever. They're looking for the 2-0. They know Inferno's a bit of a scary one, a bit of a fear. The Astralis utility that can command and demand respect. They don't want to even open up a chance. So Astralis climbing up the catwalk. Shox close and mid. He can come in on a fast flank if he wants to make that risk, but no one has really been too aggressive in this game on that CT side other than that dark push we just saw in the last round. However, if there were any round to pull in a bit of aggro, it would be against the Pistols. Astralis not making it clear yet, but these flashes will soon rain over, and that's when Shox can activate. It's going to have to come down to Apex and ZywOo holding down on this site. RPK needs to be ready for the late long lurk as Zip has the Glock coming out on his own.
Oh, misflick from ZywOo, but it's mopped up by Apex, and now RPK can rain these flashes over to assist. The flash assists come through, and RPK is wizened to that long play. RPK, huge role for him there, right? Lining up the flashes to allow Apex to just freely peek the short side, and then going on to win out his little 1v1 versus the Glock of Zip. Now, it is only a Glock, right? That was only pistols for Astralis. Now we've got this buy, and here's the thing. If you're the Danes here, you know that this round can decide the game, right? If you lose this, Vitality are on to 14, and once again, your money is absolutely ruined. Bit of a duel down through mid, and ZywOo comes in late. He knows that he wants to make a difference here. They've already lost Apex out through long, and so ZywOo's feeling that pressure to take the advantage back. There's the freebie onto Magisk, but piece by piece, the rest of Vitality are falling apart.
Yeah, this is almost certainly a retake round, right? They've got the B control, they've cleared that one out, they know where Astralis are going, but it's come at one hell of a cost. Flashing through the smoke, RPK doesn't want to go, he sees the cross on that jump, and now they're going to try and spam him through the smoke. Can he kill Glaive? No. The bomb makes its way to the site safely. ZywOo posted for a pick onto Dupree, keeps things even keel. The bomb can't cross with these Molotovs down, and the nade could spell disaster for Astralis. A taste of their own medicine as Device is left in a clutch, and ZywOo looks for the ace.
Nevera's going to steal it away, but that is such an important round. It's a big ZywOo 4K, the double nade, the airstrike onto Astralis. They used to be the kings of utility, but ZywOo now trying to best them on every single front. Look at that.
Oh.
You couldn't have placed it better if you tried.
Those mollies are perfect as well, right? That makes them commit to the ramp. That's why ZywOo's chucking in the deep nade. He's not trying to stop a plant. He knows they have no chance to even get on the site. And talking of which, I said that was almost certainly a retake round. It should have been, it could have been, but without the bomb planted, Astralis don't have the money in round 29. They have $3,000 a player. This is desperation right now. What is the call? Do you play for OT? That feels like an inevitability for Astralis. Giving 15 to Vitality, giving elimination point over? A terrifying call to have to make, but someone's got to make it. Do Astralis fully commit? Do they go back to B that was working wonders earlier? It's a half buy. They've saved some for later. Piecing together this T side, Astralis. Was this comeback all for nothing?
Man. And look who they have to try and get past on the cat run through the Molotov. Everyone's been... everyone at the front tagged up by that. They do at least get a good bit of distance into the site. Now, Nevera's holding the cross, but he's gone back to long. He's conceded it thanks to these long smokes coming out. They decide, all right, we're going to have to set up, we're going to have to play retake, but it's Device's Deagle to open up this round. Astralis, they needed this one, right? They don't want to give over map and series point to Vitality. There's Nevera delivering with his P250. Ooh. Apex has been deleted. Glaive catches Nevera, and now Astralis, one of the best teams in the game. They're going to get it done. ZywOo with a double molly kill. It's not enough. Astralis onto 15. Somehow, someway, with the pistols, with the armor, they find map point. They keep the dream alive and attack pause. Justifiably so. That was a round they were never meant to win. They have been in far better situations like that, both in terms of the buy, in terms of the post plants. They've had way better times than what we just saw right there. And yet that is the round that finds them 15. That's the round that at least has guaranteed overtime. And that gives you a little bit of breathing room. But the pressure's not off yet.
Yeah, Nevera, man, he gave them so much room on Cat to try and help RPK at long, who was dealt a rough hand. A player got out behind Blue so early, and Nevera turning his back, trying to support RPK, leads to him dying in the pit, getting deeged out from the site. And then the late long lurk,
by the way, that's a deeg shot that has to hit, because those two players, the man even that deegs ZywOo, dies in his Molotov immediately after, and if that doesn't come in, if that deeg kill doesn't come through, right, that is looking like a ZywOo round.
Dupree with a huge play. He's hit 30 off of that one. ZywOo is 4 ahead, but Vitality are 1 behind. Are they going to fall at the final hurdle? It's a full buy. It's a double AWP. It's Nevera back in middle. ZywOo deep in B. He's pushed up. He's cleared it out. They know it's an A take. It's just how are they getting there? Jumping up on Catwalk. Shox trying to fight Magist with a spray, and Shox takes that opener. He's tucked. He's screwed, and Dupree rather takes him out. Takes a leg shot as well, down to 5. Nevera concedes middle. ZywOo still pushed deep. There's no question about where this play is coming in. It's more when. Astralis stalling the clock. ZywOo wrapping their opponent's spawn. As Astralis set up for another cat play, and this is what got them here in the first place. This is what made them hit 15.
And if you're Astralis, you're so happy, man. ZywOo could not be further away from this round. He's so out of it. So instead, we're looking at the rest of Vitality to try and hold on, but RPK will deliver. And now as they go back, they accidentally throw themselves potentially into the arms of this double AWP setup. Nevera has just left B, but look at ZywOo wrapping into top mid. And oh, the game is afoot. Dupree with the trade at least. ZywOo out of the round, and overtime still on the cards. 30 seconds. Dupree with a big kill onto Nevera. Not normally the AWPer, but there he is going blow for blow with Vitality's second AWP. Apex good for the kill onto Device, and now time is of the essence for Dupree. If he doesn't win this 1v2, this game's in overtime, and that's Vitality back in this one. He's going to the site with 2 players in it, and time is of the essence. It's a lock-in. We're going to overtime. Going in favor of ZywOo, and now Device is out for revenge. He wants something at least, but he doesn't catch anyone on the mid-cross. Astralis leading B. This was very, very kind to them in that first half, but Nevera here on this secondary AWP. He's not a man to be trifled with. In a team with ZywOo, it's hard to even get a mention, but Nevera has been looking good on that secondary AWP. Dupree going up and over, cancels him out, and now Shox has to make some kind of heroic stand, but he can't. Instead, ZywOo, first point of rotation, and the double up is in. He's put this back in favor of Vitality. Zip trying to get that bomb down. But Vitality have been given a chance. They've been given the golden ticket by ZywOo in through tunnels now, rejoining with his old mate RPK. And that's while Apex can line up these flashbangs, line up this utility to come in from middle. They deal with RPK, but ZywOo and Apex are still fighting. They're still in this one. The molly forcing Magist to swing a little wider, a little more out into the open. ZywOo onto the other AWP, and that weapon switch comes back to betray him. Zip with the double up.
There was an AK right next to the AWP. I think that's what he was gunning for right there. Oh boy, I can't believe Astralis win that round with the pick ZywOo poses. So many rounds of this game, we've seen 1 or 2 B picks that go the way of the Ts, and the CTs run away. No time for that in overtime, and ZywOo almost makes it his. Neck and neck. Coming into OT, just to show how close this game has been, the opening duels were 15-15, same as the score. Neck and neck. and a shot through the door. Shox is low. Nevera and Zywoo trading blows as one picks up, the other falls short. Dupree out long, finding RBK, swinging with no flash. Apex is stuck back in the site. The B lean is left as Vitality run towards this long position. They know where it's committing. Astralis pulled the brakes for a second, always putting that bit of self-doubt. Making you question your rotate, making you decide if you want to push or not, and no one will. Back to B goes Shox, not convinced due to the one smoke down. Nevera, he's pretty much got to make a play here with the flash. It goes high. Apex sending him in. They're all blind. Nevera with the mow down, only getting one, and damage to Glaive. It's Apex on the site. They know he's here.
Yeah, how on earth is he meant to survive this? They're all around him. Up through ramp. Go Astralis. Apex, there's the opener. And the second man's still a long way away. Apex is given a fighting chance. Suddenly, it's down to Device versus Shoxy. And baiting out the AWP shot on the cross. He knows where he is now. He knows the whereabouts of Shox. Device trying to deal with the AWP on the other side. And there's a missed shot from Shoxy. He's not going to get many more chances here. Device just holding. Now does run that gauntlet. Gets himself in to this A-bomb site. Shox at 16 HP, and throughout this tournament, Shox has delivered us so many clutch moments, but at 15 or 16 points of health, he is the walking wounded. He is the man. Not favored to win this at all. The bomb down, Device not giving anything over, not peeking, not challenging, trying to play the numbers game. Shox creeping up through CT. And Device not spotted on the jump, dodging him now. Here's the footsteps, and there it is. The first half locked in for Astralis. 17 rounds to their name. 19, that magic number that we're looking for. And you thought that Apex might have done enough there, but sadly, it's Device. Quick reactions to move in through long and get that trade. That kill is so important. He was never meant to get it. He was all the way back at long, but he's quick to react. He's quick to deal with the threat in that site. And with Shox tagged up from earlier on, that was a round locked in, destined to belong to the Danes.
It's been so long since Vitality have had to play that T-side as well, right? It was a 10-5 half in favor of Astralis. They were running away with it. And Vitality, they're running right towards B. That's the spawn play. We've got a long smoke. 3 there for Astralis. The info denied. Even though they get the smoke in the molly in B, Vitality are set, ready and waiting to rush this bomb site. That smoke is so important. It won't deter Vitality. They're running through. Magis with a spray. A big B anchor hold. We needed it from him. And it's denied Vitality the presence, maybe the lead, maybe the round. As a 5-on-3 ensues, back to Cat they go. What you'd like to think is an unlosable round for Astralis if they play their cards right. And when do they not?
And look at how scared they are, man. They're very shockingly aware of how little map control they have in this round, right? They've just been holding long from middle, scared of a push that was never going to arrive. They spot Glaive back in the site, but look at Device already at the crossroads, ready to try and get stuck in with this AWP. Although losing Glaive, that's Device's signal to retreat. He's waving the white flag. He's gotten out of there. He's fallen back towards long and now posts up for this retake. Man advantage for Astralis, and it's extended even further by Device. Shox and Zywoo, they said how they love playing together, but Shox doesn't have the choice anymore. He's lost his mate back in the bomb site. A 1v4 required. The lineup is in, but Dupree keeps it in favor of Astralis. Now, onto map point. 18 rounds to their name. Vitality need 2 for another overtime, and if not, we're heading to a third map, and that means this series will continue.
Let's remember the opener was a blowout, Harry. It was a 16-2 to Vitality. Astralis looked like they hadn't even gotten out of bed yet, and now they might be putting Vitality to sleep. 1 round away. So smart on the fullback on long. How many rounds on this CT side of Astralis retook A confidently with man advantages, barely losing players? They have made the perfect calls on giving away this A site in dire times. Fast flash out middle, Shox not committing. He's jumping up the Xbox, 2 towards B and the bomb to join. Now Astralis, they have sent 1 man here and 1 man alone. Magis, one hell of a recovery from this man. And Vitality won't mess with him yet. They leave B, the bomb runs back through the spawn. Cat control taken, Device doubling back. Zywoo looking for a mid pick that doesn't seem to present itself. Dupree is tucked. Astralis still leaning B in this round, but as said, these retakes have been sublime. Can they thin the crowd? Can they thin the herd? ZywOo trying to catch a cross player, going back to A, dropped into spawn for Shox. He walks right past Magis, who his herd, he hits a nade. Now it's a mid to B. Shox catches that rotate. It's only Glaive in the site. Magis and Glaive gone, and Vitality a masterful split into B. Astralis never knew what hit him.
Shox isn't even waiting to try and deal with these players, but yeah, that's where he gets put to an end. Device left up in the 1v4, and this is a save, right? You never want to save an OT, and they give him no choice. They hunt him down. Vitality onto 17, still a chance at another overtime now in this game. Masterful stuff there from Vitality, right? The quick adaptation back into a mid to B in response to getting Shox through that CT smoke. He hears Magis run by, and at that point, the genius part about it is as they run that mid to B, Magis tries to go through the smoke. That's meant to be safe territory, right? He's like, well, I can go and do something here. I can make a difference. But no, Shox was waiting, and he'd been waiting all around.
It's the spot for ZywOo, right? He sees Magis cross out of B. He sees him jump towards A, and that was the game plan initially for Vitality with the bomb leaving B, but they go back to it, and now the pickup from Nivera, another opener for Vitality in what could lead us to a second overtime.
Shox again with the lurk, and once again he's taking heads off. He's finding success. Magisk is just the lurk magnet. Zip will at least trade it. However, while all this has been going on, this A site is now compromised. Glaive dropping the molly to try and slow them down, but that's not going to stop the onslaught. Will from Dupree at least, and now a 3-on-3 open. Maybe a chance for Astralis after all. Nivera gives up that peak, and through the long smoke goes Glaive, but to his demise, it's left to Apex in the 1v2 to try and get it to overtime, and he's going to do it. 3 in the round, 18-18, and we run that clock back again. Vitality Astralis. It just won't end. There's no end to this game. It's a war of attrition right now. How long can the likes of Device and Dupree go toe-to-toe with the big man in ZywOo on the other side? And as these other players, as these supporting characters are coming alive, this is only getting closer and closer with no clear winner in sight yet.
Nearing 40 kills on 2 players as well. Right out long they go. It's a corner smoke. Apex is out and about. Zip concedes. The flashes are good for Vitality. And enough pressure put on his long position to send Astralis back to the site. They boost the org up. Device with a solo AWP on this CT side posted on that site. Nivera AWPing over ZywOo in this round. ZywOo controlling, patrolling outside of the B tunnels. And the bomb coming to regroup and join Apex on long. He's locked it down from the pit. Is there going to be an aggressive maneuver from Astralis? And will they get caught? ZywOo, timing is everything. Does he even know? They've beat the clock. They've pushed up past him. Still watching the backline is Dupree, ready for this lurker. But in the meantime, Glaive can set up to play retake on this site. Device with the opener. Lurk gets a kill. Device doubling down with a Molotov on the plat as well. He's going to follow with nades. He can set Zipnix up for success here with a flash. Vitality still can't cross thanks to the Molotov. They send some right back, but Zip is still here fighting tooth and nail. They should know due to the smoke he dropped. ZywOo waiting for his 40th. Device not giving him the kill on Cat. And Apex playing to lock out Zip of this round, who's trapped at the boxes.
Really wants this kill, and he knows what a difference maker it could be. He's going to get it, rewarded for that patience. Glaive emerging on the flank, and they put so much faith in that flank from Glaive. They were hoping that that was going to be the difference maker. That was meant to be the play that sets them up for this retake, and in the end, all it's done is make them worse off. Magisk, oh, poor Magisk, all alone, up through CT and blindsided by Apex at long. Vitality taking the lead, similar to how that first overtime began. It's them now a round up.
It's incredible. Despite the performance ZywOo is having, he could take a back seat in that round and not make the mistake. Magis the entire time is waiting for that lower lug that opened up the round. ZywOo killing Dupree in middle. He hangs around. He doesn't move from lower tunnels the entire time as his team pick up the pieces on that A site. Magis given nothing and no retake today.
This is wild as well. Like, let's talk about Apex for a second. Like, what a resurgence he's had. He was second to ZywOo for so long. Now he might overtake him in the final hurdle.
Shox?
Shox is out through
team
mid.
Flash.
Oh, there's the kill that he was waiting for, and he gets away with it as well. That has set up Vitality perfectly in this round, an early 5-on-4, and they were about to all-in assault that B site, but now with the kill on the rotating A player, they've changed their mind. They know this A site is weaker as a result. Glaive has got to do the impossible, and he'll double up. We're into the 3-on-3. Cat now hanging in the balance for Vitality, but that bomb is dropped out in the open. Whoa. They're on a rescue and recovery mission. Zip is trapped alone in the bomb site, but he does have Glaive rotating up through the CT spawn, and he keeps taking heads off. The bomb's gone down, and it's from bad to worse for Vitality. Nevera now all alone in the 1v3, and a moment to compose. 50 seconds left on this clock and 12 points of health. He's going back into middle, hoping that Astralis give anything away, but this is looking like an Astralis round, right? They went a man down early, Glaive bailed them out, and now for Nevera, the chances are slim. It's not looking good. And with just 34 seconds left, he's going to be hard-pressed to find anything here.
Yeah, he knows this one's out of the count. He knows this one's not down to him. It's down to Astralis making a mistake, and they will give him nothing. Not an inch. 20 seconds. Nevera scoped. It's heard. Zip spots him. There's the shot, won't connect, look dead on. Zip ducks down below and just hides. An insult to injury in a round that's unwinnable for Nevera. He's going to run for the kills, just doing what he can. But all in all, it looks impossible, and it really should be. 2 seconds, and Magisk shuts it down. That was terrifying for a second. But surely the clock keeps Astralis up. That bomb as well, shocks. He goes forward to grab it. He's not trying to fight. He's trying to pick it back up. And in doing so, Glaive headshots him right down to the CT spawn. Oh my, this just doesn't stop, does it? The game that keeps on giving. Astralis heard they may be in a record low if they lost this map with only 7 rounds. Could have been their worst BO3 of all time. Instead, they want to build up as many as they possibly can. Fast out long, Nevera leading the charge. There's a triple play, quad play in fact, with a player in the pit. Glaive peeks out with a flash and they're all blinded. RBK dead. Nevera trying to hunt the trade, cannot do so, and his team swing off the back of it. It's a mop up, it's a mow down. It's a 20th round for Astralis.
My, oh my, what a recovery. Well, not even recovery, but what a performance we're getting out of both IGLs right now, right? Apex, as I said, he was the second man to ZywOo. He was the only one who was remotely close, and his performance just kicked up a gear heading into these overtimes. He's been unreal, but in these last few, you want to focus on someone who's saving the day for Astralis? Well, it's Glaive, man. He offers up that short hold, then again from down in the pit. And so now Astralis sporting that lead once more, heading into the second half of play. Nevera, fully blind, still wipes out Device, and that's the opener for Vitality. RPK wants more. He wasn't content with just the one, and that's ended up giving a 4-on-4 back over to the Danes.
First player to hit 40 kills, Dupree gets there before ZywOo.
The competition's heating up. Nevera at the car, and he's not getting given a fight. Might now. Magisk with the AWP. Gonna try and molly out the car. That's gonna force Nevera into a bit of an awkward spot. He drops the smoke, but now they know, right? Now they know they've got Nevera trapped in this cage. He makes the right call, dodges that position entirely. He's gonna set up somewhere else. Astralis showing a lot of mercy there, not punishing on the back of that utility. Meanwhile, you want to talk about AWPers. Well, ZywOo's waiting with his down here in the bottom and middle. That's a danger to these two players trying to get up Cat. Glaive's been key, but he's out of this round, so Astralis have got to do it without him. Whoa. He's now got to lead them to victory from beyond the grave. Dupree, Magisk, and Zip with 40 seconds moving in towards this A site. All three from this long corner. Now trying to get across, and ZywOo has no say in the matter. Instead, we're looking at the man at Gandalf. We're looking at the player tucked. It's Apex, that other dude who stepped up so damn much for Vitality. He's dropped the bomb. 20 seconds. Time is of the essence. Time is the real enemy here. And ZywOo, through the smoke, has given a kill away. That's a bit more room. That's a bit more confidence. A little less suffocating now. And Zip's able to get the bomb down. Apex wanted to deny it, but Magisk with the flick. And it's all left onto Shoxy. He's already close. They're not ready for it, but Magisk with an incredible recovery. 4 in the round and 21 for Astralis. Map point still still, bear in mind, trying to take us to that third map of Inferno.
Oh, ZywOo is going to be kicking himself after that one, coming through the smoke with nothing, no one, nowhere. Magis ready with the flicks. What a round off the AWP. Maybe that's the gun we've needed in his hands all series long. And you can see him getting amped. Cameras smashed, tables hit. And 22 is the score that Astralis need. They have 2 chances to do it. That's a pick. That could be it. That could be the start of something new at the third map. Inferno, Diver's double scope. They're peeking him from lower and upper at the same time. ZywOo's pushing B, but he gets a pickup. Magis finding that opener with the AWP. Again, this double AWP is the solution, and Device is the problem inside of B. That might be it. It's leading by example for Apex. That's what he's got to do in an impossible 1v4.
This might be it. This is Astralis surely solidifying that third map, keeping themselves out of elimination unless Apex has anything to say. But we so often say retaking this B site, a man down, it's not doable, and Magis makes it so. What a recovery from Astralis, from an embarrassing nuke to a lights out Dust 2, and it's them to edge it over the line. Now it all culminates on Inferno, and if you think that was good, you don't want to miss this third map.